The final word. All right. We got the last one. This is the last one.
The final word.
I'm sad, man.
Right on time. Ooh,
Yep.
It drop came in right on time.
The final word.
The final.
Yeah, final word.
I ain't talking no more after this. At least about this draft.
It's gonna be draft day at that time.
Yeah, man.
Can you smell the final word? They say, hey man, it's always dry during the off season, but no, Jerry Jones and company, they gonna make it. They gonna make it shake. The final word.
Hey, I think
Jerry be like, hold my beer.
My draft. So go ahead.
The final word.
Jerry be like, hold my 7-Eleven wine. Y'all chance gonna be dry? Nah, we good.
All right. Yeah, man. I just think it's right that we also do some mock drafts. See.
The final word.
Hey.
The final word.
Hey, nah, boss. What the OC at, bro? Because he been ducking
The
this
final
Andre
word.
Carter smoke the whole
The
time,
final
bro.
word.
You gotta
The
get
final
him.
Ain't
back
no
to
see
it.
man.
The final word. You right. He done dodged everyone. At this point, I gotta call it dodging.
Dodgeball. Dodge
Yeah.
the draft.
At this point, I gotta call it dodging because hey, we ain't. Sheesh, where you at,
He
dog?
dressed it.
The
Dressed it.
final word.
Uh-oh, I think I heard him in the house.
Where he at?
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
buddy.
That was just my imagination. Yes,
OC gonna fool around and come in here though.
he better.
He gonna regulate.
Now your honor on the line, big dog. Boss been asking for you to address this Andre Carter. You gotta handle it, big dog.
The final word.
You gotta handle it. Yeah, man. So at this point, based on all this time,
The final
looking at
word.
the market, who is the Dallas Cowboys?
The final word.
At 26.
I know who they gonna get.
I think I have a good feeling myself.
I got a guy. I know who they gonna get.
I think it's gonna be Quinn Johnson.
With the 26th pick,
Final
the
word.
Cowboys
The
select
final word.
Quentin.
The final
John.
word.
The
You
final
for real, Law?
word.
You for real?
I'm for
The
real.
final word. Man, you
The
playing.
final word.
Law
The
set me
final
up. Tell you,
word.
man.
No, I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
That's the
Look
one
what they
that
doing today. Look at the news.
Oh, Tuck. He
Hansel
doesn't
and
high
Gretel.
point
Follow
the
the
ball.
breadcrumbs, man.
Boy,
Follow the
boy,
breadcrumbs,
boy,
man.
boy. If they have
Final
this
word.
my block race, I'm talking crazy.
I think it's gonna be
I'm talking
Quinn Johnson.
crazy.
I think
I'm
Oh, wait.
talking
let's start the
crazy.
show with that.
And I don't want to see
Yo.
not man Cowboys fan a jersey. I don't want to see y'all throwing up the X, nothing. Just sit there
Yeah.
and say,
I think it's gonna be Quinn Johnson, man. I'm almost certain.
Yo.
My gut is bubbling. Let's
Hey,
talk
bring
about
it
it.
on.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? Really in the feel letter, yeah. I've been really in the feel letter, rush I love the feel lately. I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
y'all draft Quentin
And if it was
Johnson,
up to me,
another one
if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh,
That's Mr. Radio Low right there. Yeah.
I would move down.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade.
Boss Cowboy Sports in the OC. I said this is the place to move down.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it loud and clear. This is the place to move down.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these are championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love
Hey, look, my voice might have been gone too, bro.
Say that this is probably a reach. This is about
might have been
where
that
I
excited.
had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from
That
Wisconsin.
pick gonna come through for you.
He can do all of it. He can
can't
block.
wait.
He can run routes.
Yeah, I think
he can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
Okay, man. Woo-wee. All right, so I wasn't gonna talk about it, but it really started from that conversation that we were just having in the intro. So, who is gonna be the pick at 26? I think everybody should put it in the chat. Everybody, let's record this moment. Let's put this on wax, and I want to hear why. Like, you know, we ain't got big in the house, so we gonna start with the original OG. Who gonna be the pick and why?
With the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select in the 2023 draft Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why I can tell you that they got when you went through and you combed through all of the 30-day visits and you listen to like the small noise that come from the Cowboys world, you hear wide receivers. You see the numbers of wide receivers. And if Quentin Johnson is there, they're going to draft him. If not, JSN, if he's there, or Zay Flower. They make sure that they cover everything about the wide receiver. And the reason being is today, I know you guys heard the news about CeeDee Lamb. They're going to exercise the fifth-year option. And we talked about this for many of times on this channel about don't let contracts go to the end of life. Don't allow teams to franchise tag you. Don't play on the fifth-year option. Well, the wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, don't have an option to not play on it. It's a built-in franchise tag that not allow him to go into the market. So they have reservations. Whenever you allow something to get to the end of life of the contract, meaning that you don't absolutely 1,000% trust that player. The fifth-year option was designed for, hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. It was designed for you to hold that player for developing to see if you can get one more year out of that person before you give them a boatload of money, right? Remember, these quarterbacks was drafted early, and they said it took longer than 4 years to develop said quarterback. Do we have another option so that we don't have to let this guy go somewhere else upon which we drafted a player early. These guys that's in the first round need to have the ability to develop. And that's why they put in that 5th-year option to help alleviate some of the pain and pain points of paying said quarterbacks or players that you draft in the first round. So that's my thoughts on it. I can see the tea leaves or the breadcrumbs.
Yeah. So, who we go pick at 26, Tuck?
I mean, I would love for it to be Law's pick, but if I had to kind of go on air and put everything on the table, I would say with the 26th pick, the 2023 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Darnell Wright, tackle out of the University of Tennessee.
You think he go fall?
Yeah, I feel like there might be an opportunity. You're going to have Paris. You're going to have, Pete kind of go there. Then you have the conversation possibly about Broderick Jones. I just feel like you're starting to hear his name pick up steam when it comes to the Cowboys. And if he's there, I just think he's going to be one of the highest graded tackles available, one of the highest graded players available on the Cowboys on their board. So, if he's going to be there, man, it's going to be a stretch because getting a 26 is going to be deep. I just feel like there's a huge opportunity where he can. And if he's there, I just don't see the Cowboys passing on him. So if I had to pick, man, I'm going with Darnell Wright out of Tennessee.
That would absolutely be the best pick too. That would be the one.
I'm trying to calculate how I can get him. I mean, maybe the mocks got me spoiled a little bit, because he keeps falling there.
He keeps falling in the mocks.
He keeps falling
in your mocks.
Yeah, every time he's sitting right there in my lap, So, and then Jane Slater had came out and said that I think her 4 names that she would kind of put that she's hearing inside would be Bijan, Mayer, I forgot the third person, and Darnell. So,
man, that would be the best pick of all time.
Yeah,
that would be the best pick of all
time. The real question is, how do we get him to us? If we can get him to us, or if we can get him in range, I would not hesitate moving up.
If we
got to move up to 23, 22 to go ahead.
How far would you move up? You say 22, 23? Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I would say
easily.
Yeah.
How much would you give up?
23. I mean, to move up that far is not going to cost you much. If you got to give up a 4th or a 5th, hell, even a 3rd, but I don't think it's going to cost that much. If you can get like a 5th round pick, package it with 26 and move up to 23, just 3 slots to go get that caliber of player, I would absolutely do it. So, I'm in win now mode. I feel like this gives us the biggest opportunity to win now.
That's so
it feels void. It gives us our safety insurance policy in case something does happen with Tyron or Terrence Steele, and you get your future tackle and also guard of current right now. That would be the pick that I would think the Cowboys would just have to pull the card on, even if there's other quality, wide receivers like Quentin Johnson or the Zay Flowers or even the tight end position. I just feel like he gives us that extra boost of what we desperately need. New offensive line coach too, new offensive coordinator who wants to build up more power in the run game. Mike McCarthy has mentioned he wants more power in the run game, wants to commit to the run a lot more. It just adds up. And he was a 30 visit as well. So,
Tuck, man, I'm gonna give you 1,000 stars on that one, man.
Okay.
You hit on him. That's an 8 to 10 year player.
That's an
offensive lineman.
Absolutely.
Easily, and then you don't have to look at that spot anymore and just be done with it.
Be done with it. You have him and Tyler and Terrence to kind of roll with your future. And then, you still consider Tyler Biadasz as well if you want to, but you're solidifying the youth of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, and you can kind of move forward and plug in a veteran if need be, but I think you're set. So that would be my
and you wouldn't fuss that much of moving Terrence Steele at guard, right?
Nah, because remember, right? Jerry Jones had came out, I'm not sure how many, bottles of wine he said that Terrence Steele is absolutely going to play left tackle, right? But then Stephen Jones backdoor when he spoke, he says, Mike McCarthy and Coach Lowry, they want the 5 best guys. So they're not opposed to moving Tyler Smith back to left guard if need be. They are going to kind of go with the 5 best guys, which I agree with, and let things kind of fall from there. So they're not going to lock Tyler into a position. So if you go and get Washington and he's a better left tackle or a better right tackle, you can give you the flexibility to move things around. You don't just have to plug him at guard and kick Tyler out. Because like I said, I love Tyler Smith, y'all. He did a great job last year, but he's not a better prospect than Wright. Like, he's just not. You know what I'm saying? So
he's not.
Imagine if you give Wright to Duke Mayweather, then what can you really do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I would think that's the pick. Like I said, I'm just going off what the Cowboys board would say, and I just don't think there would be a higher graded prospect on their board than Wright if he was to fall to 26. So that's what I'm going with right now.
I like that. For me, I think Tuck laid out an excellent argument. And even based on his argument, there might be teams that I think will probably have Darnell Wright higher on their board than what everybody else has tackles wise. There's going to be teams that has probably Darnell Wright above Skoronski, or so I could definitely see Darnell Wright. I think he might go earlier than what people think. Yeah. And I think what it'll cause is Dallas might try and move up, but they might get blocked, or somebody else might move up. Yeah. I think a guy that they've been very, very interested in, and I'm going to go with the receiver route, like Law said. CeeDee Lamb just had, the fifth-year option. Yep. Yeah, and I think that pretty much kind of spells they've been hiding in plain sight. And I think the guy is Zay Flowers.
You messing DMV?
Yeah, I think it's Zay Flowers because I have on the strength of, just hearing they've met with Zay Flowers at least 3 times, bro. At least 3 times. They really like Zay Flowers. They like what he brings to the game. They met, like I said, they met with him at the combine. They brought him in. Everybody's talking Quentin Johnson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. He's another one to watch out for too, JSN. But I think that Zay Flowers will be sitting right there, and I think that's the guy that they pick.
All right, so it's on me. So I think they going Quentin Johnson.
Ooh.
My favorite pick would be Wright. Easily.
Mine too. Right now, yeah.
But based on what I think go happen, I think the first round talent is go drop too fast. Right. So, most people go have around 20 first round grade. So that means by the time we picking, we would have to get aggressive to go get one of them top first round guys. Wright would be one of those guys, in my opinion, that would be in that top 20 of first round grades, So I don't see him making it, So I see the tackle run happening first. I see the tackle run happening first, and I think it's going to push down the receivers. So I think it's going to be some Zay Flowers sitting there or Quentin Johnson. That's what I think is going to happen. And a reason why I think it's going to be Quentin Johnson, even though I would like Zay Flowers, I think when you look at what they already got in the building in terms of the height-weight ratios of those players, you got the route runner and the similar type of player with Zay Flowers with Brandon Cook. And now all your receivers kind of under 6 foot, So I'm having a feeling that they go look at Quentin like a receiver that's also a guy that can go get it and high point. That's just me thinking. That's what I'm just figuring how they go about it. That's just me trying to say, okay, if I wanted a basketball team, because I always say that, I want my receiving room to look like a basketball team. I want my point guards to be 6'2", 6'3", and I want my rim protector to be 6'11" to 7 foot with some weight, right? I want my small to have some agility, you know what I'm saying? And I want my shooters, we all know what each one does on the basketball court. I think that's how they go look at it. That's why I'm just kind of reaching and going with Quentin. I'm just thinking that's how it's going to align. And plus, for most of the year, he was like a top 10. And then at the last minute, he failed, similar to Calvin Ridley, where Calvin Ridley was like, oh, no, he's not going after 10, and he just...
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let me toss this nugget out there.
You're spitting some good stuff. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, salute to my guy Joe Rog from CowboysBlog.net. So we were kind of messing around with some AI stuff, just trying to see if it works right. So in 13 years of Mike McCarthy at Green Bay, he has drafted 10 offensive players in the first round and 2 defensive players during his tenure at Green Bay. And also, he's ran 11 and 10 personnel 80% of the times in his coaching career while he was a Packers head coach.
Jesus.
So, I mean,
that's open.
That's why I think it's a receiver.
That's open up
Yeah.
city.
That's why I think it's a receiver, bro.
Right. So I was like, when we were joking
Makes
on
sense.
Twitter, I was like, when we combine our calculations, it kind of points to wide receiver. Only thing I'm tossing out right for is just from the simple aspect of just the way the board's probably set up. I would guarantee that Wright's going to be rated higher than Quentin Johnson or Zay Flowers if he's there. But if Wright,
You say who go be?
Right. Wright has to be rated higher. If he's there at 26,
for sure.
You got to pull the cord. But if not, if he gets snagged, I feel like the Cowboys would go wide receiver. I know a lot of talk is tight end. I think that's a smoke screen, y'all. I really do. I wouldn't be upset if the Cowboys went tight end, but I would kind of be shocked. I'll say that.
Well, they probably caught wind of other teams liking tight ends, and they want to stress it out so they can go ahead. Go ahead and But if the Cowboys want to get right, I think they start sweating once after Jones go, Paris go, Skoronski. Then you can start sweating a little bit because then the run on the tackles can start going.
See, the funny thing
run.
about Skoronski, though, everybody's making up right now, it's GM line season, but some GMs out there probably really believe, okay, he's really a guard. Am I drafting a guard this high because of his arm length? And that's why I think Darnell Wright could jump above him because he's an actual tackle.
Yeah.
Do you think a natural guard out of this draft goes in the first round?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
it's because of the leanness on them. It's not enough of them, so a desperate team that need to plug a hole, go do it. Just like if Osiris fall to us, we gonna likely take him. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like,
I haven't heard you talk about none this time around on John Michael Smith or Joe Tipperman. You don't like none of those guys, or you kind of like man, you mad on those guys? Cause I haven't heard
you talking to Boss. Because
yeah, Boss.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so it's people that's not gonna make the Boss Cowboy guy that's gonna shock some people. Like for instance, I didn't even put.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this one.
I didn't even put him in the Boss Cowboy guide.
You put John Michael in there at all.
Mayer is not even.
I thought you meant Mayer.
Yeah, I'm.
Yes, you're talking about. You're talking about Mayer.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mayer. I did not even put him in the guide. Like,
wait, no wait. I gotta hear this.
Wait, no wait. Yeah, I'm standing on it. He didn't make it. Now he might make it. I'm gonna go do one more review, but he ain't in it. And I looked at him twice, and I don't watch highlights. I watch the games, and I watch your best games, and I don't see the separation transferring to the NFL level. Those windows close a lot faster. His only real chance to me would be being just a super possession guy. So I gotta go look real close and see, is he making his 50-50 catches? Because if he's great at 50-50 balls, okay, cool. I justify it. But looking at his feet, and that's what I focused on the first 2 times I watched him was his feet. That separation is not going to transfer. In my opinion, it's not. So, and when I'm looking at a candidate for the Dallas Cowboys, I believe his toughness. I love his swag. I loved how he turns up at big moments, but I don't see the consistency that to me would fit also Dak. Just that's me. Because Dak historically like guys who separate. That's why even Schultz was a pretty good fit, because Schultz developed some nuance in his game that when he was one-on-one, he could cook you, and he cooked safeties. I watched Schultz do it and look impressive at it. So I went with the guys that showed me more agility. So if anybody,
well, let me ask you this though: coming out of the draft, with that assessment there, would you put John? Would you put Michael Mayer better than Schultz coming out of the draft? Right?
I see more upside potential. but I don't see the athleticism, and I don't see the wiggle that's in Schultz. I don't.
So you saying Schultz is a better version, anytime better than Michael Mayer ever been, from your assessment?
Schultz became that. I can't say that Schultz was that coming out, But I'm just giving.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I'm being all the way honest.
I see your point though. I ain't pressing you.
I'm cool with pressing because this the thing, and I'm being all the way honest. Tight end is the hardest thing to get right. It is.
Yeah.
It's times to where I really thought I hit on some of these tight ends, like McBride. Like who? Just a simple question: who got better, take McBride or Mayer?
Mayer.
You say Mayer?
Mayer, absolutely, bro.
Over McBride?
I'm gonna let you cook.
It's because of the competition. I would say Mayer. You know what I'm saying? Because
Michael. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say like the competition he doing it against. Like it looked like McBride was doing it against. You know what I'm saying? Like a man amongst boys a little bit. So it's just like, how is that going to translate? With Mayer, he's playing that top level speed. He was playing against top level competition. So you could see it translating a little bit better. There were a lot more questions with McBride than there are with Mayer.
Right. And y'all know I love McBride last year, but Mayer was a type of player that stepped in Notre Dame and became the instant #1 tight end. And they even had a quality tight end. I forgot what his name was, like Titman or something like that, when he was a freshman. And the thing about Mayer, the huge attraction with him, he's only 21 years old, so he's still very young. But this kid just flat out dominated college football from the moment that he stepped on campus. High motor, high blocker. He does everything the Cowboys like, reliable hands. Now, he doesn't get separation, but the one thing he does is he actually extends his hands properly to make the catches. He has a great feel in the zone. Like, he is tight end one. Like, I don't know who Boss could have possibly had over him that he could not even be in the guy, bro. Like, nah, bro, he has to be in the guy. He has to be in the guy, bro.
Based on
he gotta be. He definitely the most complete out of the tight ends.
Complete tight end. He's by far the most complete tight end in this draft. And I get it. Like, I like Dalton Kincaid and maybe the upside of what Darnell Washington can bring. But when you think about a pure tight end that's inline blocker, short hands, he can catch. He's reliable, aggressive, leadership, production, low ceiling. He's a very safe pick. And I feel like, honestly, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be in range to get him, because I feel like he's going to go probably before the Cowboys even pick at 26. I feel like if I had to put money on it, he's going to be the first tight end pulled off the board. And he's probably going to go to our old coordinator in Kellen Moore. But, like, yeah, Michael Mayer is definitely, bro. He's dynamic. Like, I would say, if you want to have the conversation, should the Cowboys go tight end at 26 or not? Okay, I hear that. But for Mayer not to be top 2, I don't know.
I'm not talking about top 2 for other teams. I'm talking about for my quarterback. And if I'm looking for what fit, and this is just me, I'm looking at what fits
versus Florida State. Yeah, he's killed Florida State.
Because when I write the guide for the Dallas Cowboys offseason guys. So I'm looking for guys that fit us. So, like, in terms of if I was just grading tight end qualities, he would be in the guide. But if I'm looking at, all right, do I see this guy getting separation in the league? I don't. And who does my quarterback throw better to? Guys that get separation. So I want my guy, even if he is not as complete as him, I want my tight end to have more wiggle in their game. That's the main reason he didn't make the guide. So
you feel like Jake Ferguson?
I do like.
You say what now?
So you feel like Ferguson has more wiggle than Mayer does?
I do. I think he does. I think that's honestly the biggest strength of his game at the tight end, besides his blocking. I do think he has more wiggle. I see what Boss is saying with the wiggle with him, but that is something that he could develop. You know what I'm saying? You could work with coaches. You could work on your feet.
Right.
With the jab step.
But to answer the question, Jake Ferguson and even Hendershot, both of them have more wiggle than Mayer. I would say Mayer is a better football player than both of those guys right now. He's the only tight end I would take at 26 and not think twice about it.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much a guarantee. It's a guarantee. His floor would be Dalton Schultz. That's how
so
good
he go come in. If he play for the Dallas Cowboys, you saying he go come in, he go do about 700 touchdowns? 700 yards?
Well, it depends on how they separate things with him and Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? But let's say, for instance, you don't have Hendershot and Ferguson, right? And he's the guy, and he stepped in, and he's the lead role in snaps. Yeah, absolutely. Dak Prescott would love Michael Mayer.
In my opinion, if he shows, then you gotta start him. Period. And I don't.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I feel like absolutely.
Because if you get a guy,
I think he can start over them. I think he can beat him out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
he's
definitely
in your mind like he got to beat them out. It's like now if you get him, he the guy. And so if he the guy, what are you expecting out of him? If the Dallas Cowboys, what would be what you would stand on and say he getting ready to do this?
If he came to Dallas, rookie season, I would say 700, maybe 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is the crazy part about it though. With Mayer, Boss, with a less, and I know it's crass for me to do this, but he kind of almost doubled Jake Ferguson college production with one less year than Jake Ferguson, right? And I just look at it like Mayer, he would still have growing pains, but as much as we seen Jake Ferguson get freaky with it right there on the field, what would we think Mayer will be able to do?
And so just to give you some outline with that law, Michael Mayer, deep catches, he had 8. He was first ranked amongst all tight ends. 218 deep catches for deep yards, first in college football. Contested catches, 17, first in college football. Only 4 drops. Like he can catch contested. Maybe, sometimes he might not catch the right film, but like his hands are reliable. He extends properly. He feels the zone, like he reads, like everything is there when Michael Mayer is there. And what a lot of people don't understand is like something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet is a chain mover. And Dallas Cowboys have always had a tight end that can just move the chains from Jason Witten to also Dalton Schultz. Like on third down, that guy is going to be able to find the hole in the zone, get the ball in his hands, and keep the drives alive. Like Michael Mayer has a lot of quality. He's very pro ready out the gate. Like it's just a little bit of maintenance you have to kind of work on, but he's very high floor type of prospect where it's like it's really hard to miss. I would be shocked if he doesn't turn out to be at least a Pro Bowl caliber tight end.
My boy,
hey Boss,
with the super chat say Mayer has the worst athletic testing of all the tight ends coming. The Georgia tight end has the best scores and he's stronger and faster. What was you gonna say, DM?
But I was gonna say, and I wanted to address that. Athleticism don't win you games at tight end, and athleticism don't keep you around. How many athletic freaks have we drafted at tight end, or we brought in for undrafted free agents, and they haven't done anything? How many athletic freaks, like hell, Boss will tell you this, how many athletic freaks been drafted in the first round at tight end that hasn't busted a grape in the NFL? It's not about you being athletic. It's about how you adjust to the game. How smart are you? How good are you with the synergy of your team? And Michael Mayer is a guy that plays winning football. That's what you want out of the tight end. The best tight ends, to be honest, in history, most of them aren't athletic freaks. Most of them are guys like, I don't know how the hell he gets open, but he does.
Right.
So you feel like,
but before y'all say anything else, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want him at 26 though. No matter how you put it down, I get what you're saying, Jay Tuck, and I get what you're saying, DMV. But I feel that even if Mayer gets there at 26, if he's there at 26, if you're going with straight up BPA, then how you going to explain that if you see right there on the board, right? If you see
right.
Johnson,
that's a given.
Even if they wiped out, I don't want them.
Yeah.
If we get wiped out, I don't want them. Even if we are wiped out with all my favorites, right, beyond all them gone, I don't want them. And with me, everybody, I ain't tripping if people think different on this, but I'm gonna say, I don't trust myself even. You know what I mean? I liked a lot of the tight ends last year. And this is what I think going on with tight end. I think honestly, I don't think the league is caught up in my opinion. That's what I think is going on. I think the whole league has caught up to tight end, because that was one thing that stood out with that Mike Myers interview, is he talked about how linebackers had become more tweener, and what he would do to counter the modern defenses is he would basically start running and going power smash mouth football. So I think the byproduct and the person that the group that's suffering the most from the adjustment of the league to try to go against passing teams, I think it's tight ends. I think they the ones who taking the hit, because the first round, second round, third round production, especially year one, is you don't see it. Like, just most tight ends, even in general, like, you literally got to go all the way back to you got to go back to Shockey to see a first round tight end, or you can add Pitts. So you got to have a Pitts type, or
I kind of disagree. I kind of disagree with that. And the reason I disagree with that is because I think it really just depends on your system. The league ain't caught up to Travis Kelce. They ain't caught up to Mark Andrews. They ain't caught up to hell. It's
but how long did it take them?
Dallas Goedert is starting to
see, and that's the you talking about now the top 3 tight ends.
No, but what I'm saying is maybe those guys, maybe most of the guys aren't those guys. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I get that, but I mean, Andy Reid has found tight ends in every era that he's found them because the system is friendly to him. You know what I'm saying? So, I really just Mike McCarthy. Now, if we're talking about getting Mayer, if you look at the history of Mike McCarthy. Yeah, I'm with you, boss. I understand that because he's not a guy that's going to have his tight end be a focal point of his offense. So why get him at 26? I understand exactly what you're saying, right? But there are teams out there and there are offensive coordinators that find ways to scheme their tight ends open, and they happen to be a certain type.
Yeah, in system and scheme, it would allow. If you pull that list back up, boss, if you don't mind, you had Isaiah Likely up there.
Yeah, my old list.
Greg, your old list.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you guys and be 1,000 with me in the chat, y'all. Outside of Jake Ferguson, could Jelani Woods do what Jake Ferguson did last year for this team? Could Isaiah Likely do
every tight end that Boss has listed there has the opportunity to do exactly what Jake Ferguson did last year. The only reason
plus more.
Because Trey McBride, right? He went to Arizona. He didn't get the opportunity because they had Zach Ertz sitting away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Isaiah Likely. They already have tight ends there in Baltimore. So it's like all of these guys kind of came in a backup capacity. So if you swap out Jake Ferguson, put in Trey McBride, Dalton Schultz goes down, you get the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about from the skill set perspective, there's nothing that you can sit back and watch the film and be like, Jake Ferguson does this and Trey McBride doesn't, right? So I see the chats already, foaming at the mouth for Darnell Washington. Well, tell me, what does Darnell Washington do that Jelani Woods doesn't do? You know what I'm saying? We've seen big freaks. I remember last year having the same conversation. Jelani Woods took off his shirt at the combine, punched the bag dummy, and everybody said, whoa, I love Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods was he went 4th round, 5th round. It's the same thing with Darnell Washington. There's no production there. There's zero film that you can sit back and say Darnell Washington is going to be this. He's just a physical specimen with upside. But I feel like you can plug in a lot of these players and probably would have got the same production that you got from Hendershot and also for Ferguson. So is tight end a need that if you're trying to rebuild your franchise, you should go tight end? Absolutely not. There's so many other positions you should go. But tight end is strictly a luxury position. And if you have the roster that Cowboys already currently have, and you have a question mark, we don't know. We like Ferguson. We like Hendershot. We don't know what the front office is thinking. We don't know what Mike McCarthy is thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because when Dalton Schultz came back, he got a spot right back. He was just right back in there. So it's just like, do we know? Are they fully sold? Now, I would think they would be because they just moved on from Schultz. But if you're able to get a Michael Mayer and toss him in there, he is going to be a day one ready prospect. And we always talk about Dak likes wide receivers and tight ends to know where they need to be on the field. That's Michael Mayer. He knows where he needs to go. He's very cerebral, high IQ guy, high quality leader. He's only 21 years old. So I would definitely understand if they went that route.
Well, I'll say this: if we end up getting him, I would accept it. I'd be like, all right, we got him. But this is the numbers that I will put on him. I would say that he go probably do at best 350 yards, and he go do at best about 3 touchdowns. Year one, as a first-round guy. I just think that's what would happen to him, especially coming in under Ferguson and Hendershot, because I don't think they go give it up. He'll end up being, if we allow him to compete. Now, if they just throw him out there and say, all right, you the guy, because we drafted you at 26 and we finna show we right, you getting ready to be the guy, I would say at the absolute most, he go do, I would say at the absolute 600 and about 5 touchdowns. That's what I would expect out of him from year one. And the reason why that would still be okay, I would still be like, all right, I'm cool with that. Especially if he hits 600 with about 5 to 6 touchdowns. I would expect him to do that if he thrown out there because of Wells. Because Wells, in my opinion, Coach Wells know how to get guys to really believe. Because everybody that's played under Wells played well. That's why I went from being just like, man, absolutely not, to, all right, if we do it, fine, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was,
and to be fair with that, boss, the years, and I'm going all the way back, talking about like 90s back, right?
Yeah.
The years we won the Super Bowl, when Jay Novacek, and I know there's a whole different philosophy and scheme, Jay Novacek averaged right at 450 yards a year. So, and I know it's different. I don't want the tight end to be the focal point, is what I'm trying to say. And if he can be the third down safety blanket guy, I want this team to focus in on 88. And what number did they give Cooks? What number is he? 3?
Did they give him
88?
10? I don't think they give it to him. What?
I want them to focus on 88 and Cooks. You know what I'm saying? Right. And let Ferguson and Hendershot be those tight ends. And also, if the Cowboys decide to say, okay, they look at the jersey sales, nobody's buying 82 anymore, and they want to draft a tight end in the first round and slap 82 on him. He looks, he chiseled in just like Jason Witten, for crying out loud. Then lo and behold, let it be a marketing push. That's what the Cowboys do, right?
Well, I mean, Stephen Jones even came and said, Stephen Jones even said, he was like, tight ends that can play the Y and play inline and block and catch are rare these days. And so that's Michael Mayer.
I'm gonna ask y'all this question: Who's an athletic freak at tight end right now in this draft? Because when I think of athletic freak, I think of Vernon Davis. I don't see no damn Vernon Davis is running around. So we keep talking about all this athleticism.
Well, let's start this. When any of you guys watched Darnell Washington, did you guys see athletic freak, speed, monster on film, or was that all just started from the combine? Exactly. So I think that's the problem. A lot of people just saw the combine numbers and thought, oh, he's just a freak. But if you don't play fast on Sunday when you got pads on, it's a completely different conversation. So Boss mentioned separation. You want to talk about a tight end that don't get no separation? That's Darnell Washington. He gets 0 separation.
Him very stiff.
He really a lineman that kind of sneaks out and gets open every once in a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might send him up a seam or do an out route, and nobody really wants to kind of tackle him in the flat. In the NFL, they're going to want to tackle his ass.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that Darnell Washington won't be a good pro. I'm just saying, why we keep talking about freaks? Like, none of these guys are freaks. None of them.
Yeah, I don't see freaks.
0.
Right. Is Mark Andrews a freak, athletic freak?
No. Look, somebody said Travis Kelce is. Travis Kelce ain't a freak either.
Yeah, and that's why what I want to see in Mayer, the main thing that I want to see in Mayer, I'm going to go back and look at one thing. I concentrated on his feet the first 2 times. This time, I'm going to watch how he attacked the ball. How he attacks the ball is going to let me know if I'm going to put him in that guide or not. Because it's
I was going to say, watch his hips. I think his hips ain't that flexible.
Oh, yeah, that's
why I'm
got stiff hip.
His hips and feet, stiffy. But I got to see if you able to, like, win when that ball is in the air and you got to attack it. If he can do that, I'll say, all right, I'll rock it. But this is the last thing I'm going to say about this tight end, and I'm done with it until next year.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to West Coast, and
appreciate you, Eddie B.
We was talking about the habits of the Dallas Cowboys. And the habits of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm shout out to West Coast because this was his thought, and I want to echo that I got this thought from him, that where he get credit for the thought, but it's a good thought to me. We were just talking in general about what works for the Dallas Cowboys, and actually what works for the Dallas Cowboys is getting tight ends in later rounds, because it's never failed us. It has never failed us. We have successfully transitioned every tight end to tight end one with no problem. Every one of them. Every one. You know what I'm saying? So, like, literally, we went from Witten to Schwam. No problem. Hit 600 yards. Bow. Then we went from that to Jarwin. Bow. That worked. Jarwin went down. We went that to Schultz. Bow. Like, and all of them was late guys, even Witten. You know what I mean? Then he was like, look at the tackles. Look at the offensive line. Where do we really do well? First round. Early. So it's like, that's a good point. Like, and his point was, build what and do what's been working for you. I'm like, that's an excellent point. You know, so that's how I'm gonna summarize kind of like the strategy of tight end and looking at it at 26. But if I end up putting in Mayer in the book, y'all gonna know why. If he end up getting in the book, it's gonna be because
gotta be in the book, bro. We your bros, bro. We looking out for you, dog. Please put him in the book. You can put him at 5th.
But I'm giving my specific reasons.
Bro.
See, it's my specific reason. So, like, I'm not grading him with the league. I'm grading him with Dak.
Cowboys.
Yeah. And I'm saying this, basically just saying this. I know, like, where did Dak struggle last year? He struggled with the guys who got the least separation. Michael Gallup, right? And then he struggled with Noah Brown. Those guys got the least separation, he struggled. The guys who get the best separation, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Cole Beasley, those types, or even you can add Schultz in there when he was going against linebackers and sometimes safeties. I'm looking for that wiggle. I'm looking for somebody. Laporte is, to me, the ideal guy for us. Sam Laporte.
But whole time,
let me ask you
Schultz
this,
ain't
though.
got no damn wiggle. I'm about to say Schultz ain't got no
Schultz
wiggle.
didn't have a lot of wiggle.
No, Schultz got wiggle.
None at all.
No, he got wiggle.
No, bro. He gets tackled at first contact.
Right.
5 yards goes down.
I'm gonna show you the word. I'm gonna show you some subtlety.
But yeah, you gonna have to show me that, bro.
I'm finna show you.
I think that what Mike Martz was talking about when he was breaking down those INTs was mindset, right? Like, come back to the ball. Some of these wideouts were stopping the feet. I recall even a play that Schultz, I think it was down on the side, that he stopped his feet and he didn't come back to the ball. So even Schultz had gave up on some routes. So I get what you're saying with the overall separation, and I can't point out where Michael Mayer gets a lot of separation. He got some short area quickness in his game, got some soft hands when you look at some of the tape there. But to that degree there, I just look at it like this, man. We still have to allow training camp and all of that to settle in. But go ahead. You got some film.
I'm showing Schultz. So obviously we used to call him hot pocket. So I'm gonna show where I saw the subtlety in his game, and it's gonna be in man coverage. So these particular things, these are all option routes, hot routes. Anybody can do this. You can be mindless and do this. Anybody can do this particular block down and leak out, where basically it's a play to where it was designed to get him to go get open through deception. But right here, this is where you got to look at Schultz, where he lined up on the safety. And then if this the one that's gonna be meant, no, this ain't it. That's another hot pocket. I'm gonna show you the man coverage one where you can see the subtlety in his game, and it's about a couple of them in here. Let me see. No, it's not gonna be this one. He could get leaked out the backfield. So most of Schultz's success was like option routes and finding pockets. So we ain't looking at none of that. So here we go.
He going down on first contact.
Because I can see Michael, Jake, and Hendershot do all of those.
I'm explaining it. Everything we've seen so far is option route stuff. We got to look for man. We got to look for man when he was going against safeties and linebackers, and that's when you go see it. So this is another like option route. It's coming because it's at least 3 on men here. So, but
and remember, a third of these routes won't even be in the book. Yeah.
Now this the one where he gonna be manned up. This is a safety. Watch him beat him off the line. Then he go throw him a hezzy, and he go break inside and be wide open. Watch. Skills. Watch. Hit him off the line. Break inside, get the separation, bang, he got hit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he did do all the fundamental stuff you want to see in the weapon. The dude pressed on him. It's a safety. That's man coverage. And watch him. He hit him off the line, got his hands off him, got on the upfield shoulder, hit him with a hezzy, caused the separation. That's 4 yards of separation right there. Wide open on man coverage. That's the wiggle I'm talking about. I'm going to show you another play he did it. Let me see. But you got to look for man coverage. These are option routes ain't going to show it. These type of design plays that's designed to get them open, that ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I'm waiting up because I know it's about 3 on men here because I did the film breakdown and I looked at his game. So option route stuff, we ain't count none of that weak stuff. I'm going to show you where he did it against a safety in the end zone. Give me 1 second. And none of this stuff count, though. This is option route. So he's sitting down in them pockets. So anybody can do this part. Any tight end can do that part. This part too, he's sitting down in them pockets. That's why I used to call him hot pocket, because anybody can do this. That's why most tight ends can transition into our system. But what I want to see is when you doing stuff that's athletic. None of this is that though. All of this is still a hot pocket.
And I think that the overall argument.
I was gonna point out it's Kellen Moore's system, so a guy like Mayer, like you saying, might fit it a little bit better. McCarthy's system though is what we need to kind of look at.
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So this is another one where he gonna be manned up, beat the guy off the line, not off the line, but get the separation, and that's on man coverage, you know. So it's one of them, and it was with subtlety. See, he does it with nuance route running. Like he gives that fake, get his hands off on me, come open, touchdown against man coverage on the safety, you know? So, like, I'm now is he as big as Mayer? No. Is he a little bit more separation than what I saw on Mayer? In my opinion, yes. Now, I do see sometimes Mayer do things that you can be like, wow, but I'm looking for somebody that's creative with their feet. So when I was looking at Schultz, I was looking at his feet, and I'm just being honest. Mayer failed my feet test. I'm just being honest. I don't go with crowds. He failed my feet
I see
test.
that. I hear you on that though, Boss. But coming out of college, Dalton Schultz, he averaged 200 yards a year coming out of Stanford. And of course he improved to where he's at now.
Yeah.
But Mayer did that in on a weekend. You know what I'm saying? In the last 3 years, you know, look at how much Schultz were able to grow to that time frame. So what the Cowboys are looking at it like, we're getting a Schultz on steroids out of Mayer if you comparing the two.
Schultz was drafted to be a tight end 3, if you think about it, because the guy that kept trying to push in front of him was Jarwin, who was supposed to be the athletic freak with wiggle. It was supposed to be.
But Jarwin would have been in there if Jarwin was healthy.
Oh, voice of God.
Oh, here we go.
There it is. Jarwin would have been in there if Jarwin was healthy.
Yeah. So Jarwin was a better player than Dalton Schultz.
All day long.
Yeah. I think that's OC.
I think Mayer is a good player, y'all. I'm not saying that he's not, but and I think that Schultz develop into something. But I look at what the Cowboys and Lunda Wells, right? He's probably looking at it like, shoot, you give me Schultz, he might be banging on the table. And we got to understand that too. Like, it could be that the tight end coach himself saying we need more than Hendershot, Sean McEwen and Ferguson.
Right.
We need to get some pedigree in here.
Let me ask a question, Law. Let me ask this question real quick. Do you think that this guy compares, all right, to Finley, who used to play in Green Bay, right, and LaFleur?
No.
They used to play in Green Bay. Is he of that level?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he is. And so if you look at Mike McCarthy's MO and how he used tight ends, all these guys were 6'5" and above, and all these guys used the way he likes to call the West Coast offense. These guys were used like receivers. They were basically in between the hash vertical threats. So is this guy in between the hash vertical threat in the league? I think that's the question we got to ask ourselves.
I don't see it.
When you line up CD, Cooks, and you still have Ferguson, maybe you will have. Well, you said they do what, 85%, boss, 11 personnel. So it's only one tight end, right?
No, that wasn't even me.
That was 80. Like
yeah,
80.
Yeah, when they won the Super Bowl, yeah.
10.
So there's only one tight end.
Yeah, based on what the OC is saying, I think we got that guy on our roster already. That's what I keep
They're
trying
gonna
to
roll
tell
coverage
people.
to CD. They're gonna roll coverage CD way, and they're gonna put the best DB. They're gonna put the best DB on Cooks.
And so that's the thing.
That
right?
leaves the linebacker. That leaves the linebacker on Mayer. And can Mayer OC beats these linebackers or nickel guys in this league?
Well, he can beat some of them, but a lot of these guys are running. Some of these guys are running 4.5s, 4.4s. Some of them are upper 4.3s. So he's not going to be able to beat all these linebackers. But some of the linebackers he can beat. Yeah, true. But do I think he go come clean on all these linebackers? I'm not sure.
Let me ask you this though: you watched the Super Bowl,
ahead,
OC. You watched the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, sir.
When Travis Kelce was open, did he need to use his skill set, or was that the play design? Because I promise you, on some of those plays, I could have ran that play and be open as well as Travis Frederick. But I think that play calling plays a major role in this. And if the Cowboys have a certain concept, and I'm not saying that Mayers is Travis Kelce, but what I'm saying is I think that we may be overanalyzing this because we were so fixated on watching Kellen Moore scheme, where he didn't know how to scheme people open, that now we looking at skill set of a player to get open.
And also,
I think you bring up a great point. I'll be real quick, Tuck. I think you bring up a great point. A lot of it is scheme, and I think we saw scheme when we saw option routes designed to get Schultz open underneath, right? I think we saw that in the Kellen Moore system, and that's why I was trying to catch us up to a contrast on how they will be used projected-wise in this West Coast offense, which is more so of a vertical threat, right, than I think an underneath safety valve threat. I think that he uses flares, wheels, and crossers in the West Coast system for those check down and hot routes more frequently than he would use a tight end just sitting in the zone. So that's just the difference. And it's a flavor concept. Everybody don't like chocolate ice cream. Some people like, pralines and cream. So it's a flavor thing in this situation. But that's my thought. Go ahead, Tuck. Sorry about that.
I think the thing that a lot of people don't consider, right, because you're kind of saying, Law, about Travis Kelce getting open. Like, anybody know the wide receivers who were at Notre Dame with Michael Mayer?
I was about to ask who's the quarterback, because they never have a quarterback.
And see, that's the thing. Michael Mayer was the focal point of the Notre Dame offense since he's been there. So it's just like he was that guy. And so a lot of the targets came to him. So he's handled double teams. He's seen everything come his way. It's like I said, he was first in college football in deep catches. He played in the slot as well. Like, he did a lot of different things. So am I saying that he's the slam dunk pick for the Dallas Cowboys? Absolutely not. But if they want to upgrade it because it's a luxury pick at 26, and you might get your tackles wiped out, I could see him being high on the board. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not beating on the desk heavily for Michael Mayer like I was beating for Pitts, because Pitts gave you a little bit something different because he's more of a hybrid wide receiver. But if you want someone who can be your inline tight end that can block, you don't have to create a different packages, but also he can sit in zones. He can also beat man coverage, reliable hands. He can come downhill. Like, I get it. I absolutely
will he
get
need
it.
a quarterback next year?
Quarterback.
Will he need a quarterback?
Yeah, will he need a quarterback?
Yeah,
we got one. That's why it kind of makes.
I'm just saying in general as a weapon, because see, that's another thing about tight end that bothers me is the position of value of tight end. They so quarterback dependent. It's almost
right. And scheme too.
Yeah, scheme dependent.
That's very, very
it's
true.
Like, you got to be the featured guy. We got to scheme to you. It's like we got to do everything for you. Versus if we get like a weapon that's gonna likely beat her, likely it's gonna be a Quentin Johnson there, or it's gonna be a Zach Flowers there. So it's it's what's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna be all the way honest. If Quentin's sitting there, or Zay
Right.
sitting there, and we go.
Oh, yeah, we moving front of
I'm
you.
going crazy, bro.
We moving
We ain't picking no mayor over. We ain't picking no mayor over Quentin Johnson and Zay Flowers, bro. It's just
That's
not
likely
happening.
who go.
You ain't even
I
got to worry about it.
guarantee. Nah, I'm worried about that. I
What?
am.
I'm
worried.
Which one give you the heart attack more, boss?
Yeah.
Them drafting that over Zay Flower and Quentin Johnson, or the other news that the Cowboys trade up to go get Bijan Robinson?
I would accept Bijan over this all day. Like
You would trade all the way
I
up to
would
the
too.
11th pick.
Nah, I ain't.
Oh, hell
doing
no.
that. Nah, I ain't moving up. Not even one. I wouldn't move up one pick for Bijan. I wouldn't move up one. I wouldn't move. The only thing that I'm moving for is Wright or Broderick Jones. That's it. Them two.
Broderick Jones.
Agreed. I wouldn't move up for Broderick. I move up for Wright.
Well, there's
I
another
would move
prospect
over
you
either
also
one of them.
like.
Broderick
You
or-
would
I'll be
move
right
up for
back, boss.
Broderick if he's within reach.
With who?
Because I think
Broderick.
Wright, in my opinion and in my gut, I just feel like Wright is like
the most.
I feel like
ideal.
Wright's gonna be the better player, and I feel like Wright is gonna be higher on people's boards. I think Broderick could kind of fall to you before Wright would.
I see us.
Yeah.
I see that too. That's just my gut too. That's my gut though. It ain't nothing. I ain't got no source. You know what I'm saying? We got us another super chat, and then we go.
Ain't nothing like that though, man. That feeling, man. If you see a guy that was high,
we
high
got-
on your board, and he
We
falls.
got
all the
Darnell
way to-
Washington's agent in the building, man.
yeah.
Got his agent.
Hey, they want us to fight y'all. My boy Q say, Mayor, that is slower than watching a future tackle. This is resounding no. We will stop it. Get them OC in, boss. Well, you know,
who was
this is the
who
thing.
was the fastest combine prospect last year in the tight end position?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
But this is
It
the deal.
doesn't matter.
And I was gonna say
It probably was like Likely or somebody.
Sometimes
It's probably
I think Likely
people-
wear one.
Or maybe Greg
sometimes-
Dolchich.
And sometimes people just got difference of opinions. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I'm learning to just kind of sit back and embrace it, because the grass is gonna tell the story at the end of the day. And then
Right.
sometimes people go be wrong, but they was right. And sometimes people go be right and they was wrong. This is what I mean by that. Most of these players' careers depend on where they land. You know what I mean? So if you come into this tight end room, you already at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? Because you behind two people now. You know what I mean? But if you a left guard, you came to the right place if you want to start your career right. So like I don't
That's the
wanna
only
get-
position.
But I'm just saying in general, as we kind of go through these differences, because this always happens during draft season, we get real passionate about our ideas, like all of us do. So I'm just trying to kind of get more measured in hearing people out and trying to hear the whole case, you know, because sometimes I change, you know. So if you talk me into something, I change. I want to definitely deal with something, but I'm not offended at so far not having May in my book, because I'm a man like that. If I don't feel it, I'm not gonna do it. Like, and I want everybody to trust me. I want you to trust me. Not that I'm right, but that I feel like I'm doing the right thing. And I'm giving you my specific reasons. Now, if I end up being wrong, I'll accept that. I'll say, if he end up being a Cowboy and he do 700 yards, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I need to go back and I'm just bad at tight end. I would just admit it. Tight end don't trust me.
Yeah.
So
And that happened though sometimes.
Since you're saying it just from the Cowboys lens, okay, I'll let you slide. But if it was overall, I couldn't let my dog go out like that.
No,
So,
it's all good.
honestly, I'll bet anybody. Michael Mayer's going to be the top tight end out of this year's class next year, and I'm willing to take any bets, super chats, whatever y'all got. You know what I'm saying?
Next year, yeah. But
easily.
Over the course of maybe 3 years, so there's some guys that might
there's
pass.
some other guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you got there's a lot of different guys that can do a lot of different things, like we talked about. I'm thinking about just next year out the gate, he's going to be the first tight end out the gate that's going to make an impact easily. Like I said, he ain't. If I had to put money on it, he's not going to be there at 26. He's going to be the first tight end off the board. And I feel like he's in charge.
Before you take that bet, I think it would be wise to make sure he go to the right place.
Nah,
Just
I'll take
being
it
honest
right now.
with
I'll
you.
take it. I'll
This
take it
is
right
the
now.
reason. Because if Pitt suffers from a quarterback, don't you think he need a quarterback?
Now, because I feel like he's more of a safety option. He's going to be more of a safety valve than Pitts is.
But if he go to a place that's a bad quarterback, I just don't see it. I think he need a place that's targeting him, suited for him, go feature him, where he can come in and be the starter day one. If he come in and he like tight end too, you would lose bread. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see him separating.
I want to get it early before he goes to the Chargers, and people don't want to take that bet no more. That's why I'm trying to lock it in now.
I think it's easy for us to see that.
Lock it in now. If you go to Justin Herbert and with Kellen gonna use the hell out of him. So they're like, nah, I'm not taking that bet. So I'm gonna take it now. I'll take it now.
I think we covered.
Actually, what's our boy Q Dog been placed on the super chats? Let's take it. Let's take Darnell Washington. Let's take Darnell Washington versus Mayer. Rookie season.
Oh, okay. Rookie season.
That's a straight up bet.
That's a straight up.
I think that's a straight up bet.
Q. But boss, one thing I was gonna say one thing before we move on. I was gonna say it's real easy for us to say, a tight end needs a quarterback because we've seen our quarterback make many a tight ends, and we've seen Romo make many a tight end. Or you know what I'm saying, we've seen that. From other teams' lenses, they might look at it and say a tight end makes their quarterback better or having a security blanket. So we got to keep that in mind as well. But we know Dak is going to do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of these fans don't know that, but we know that.
Yeah. We do know that. And it's a lot of it's a lot of the same system vibe since 07, right?
Right.
So we're moving on from the digit system. It's going to be a different language, different philosophy, and it should be different results as it relates to how we target wide receivers, tight end, and running the ball. So this is going to be new for us.
No, this is, man. So the Thursday
and I like
fun.
it.
So this is the big news we want to talk about. A couple of other things. Terrence Steele has signed his RFA tender, second round at a 2023 salary of $4.3 million. But this is the key part to me. This is the part that make me hit the button. Deadline for Cowboys to match any offer he might receive. Indications are he'll be in Dallas in 2023, though, barring a curveball before Wednesday. Working back from a torn ACL. That tweet sounds like that with him signing it, it could be, even though it hasn't been yet, sounds like somebody that could come in and try to make an offer for Terrence Steele. Should we be cool or should we be afraid? I'm gonna start with you, OC, since this offensive line stuff.
Yeah, I think that we should be not afraid, but I think we should be very attentively paying attention to this.
To April
because
26th, yep.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's next Wednesday. So, anything can happen in a week. Now, the thing that the Cowboys have on their side is that he has a torn ACL, and, people are uncertain about that in most situations. But if they have a good training and rehab staff, whatever said team, and they have an eye for the future, they could come in here and offer Terrence Steele a 4-year contract at around 45 to 50 million. And then that is going to make things complicated for the Dallas Cowboys because they're going to have to make some decisions immediately if they want to keep his services. Now, if I was a guy and I was a GM at another organization, I would come in and make him an offer because he's young. I would make him an offer. I would. That's what I would do. But we'll see how savvy and how aggressive, other teams are on the NFL that may need help at tackle, but he's an instant game changer in the run game and a very, very good pass protector as well. So those are my thoughts.
This was me when I saw this. That's me. Who like, what you got, bro? I swear I was like, oh God, Jesus.
Man, when you playing around with it, that's what it is, man. Who out there saw Chance the Rapper get a lot of heat this past week, right? Yeah. He was out there having a good time, and the cameraman saw him, partaking into another lady, right?
Yeah.
Dancing, and it was all in good fun. It's for the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Cowboys, I'm gonna ask you guys in this second round, who is better than Terrence Steele in this second round right now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No one, right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Not right now. No.
Nobody right now. So the Cowboys are playing with fire, and it lets, yes, indeed, it lets everybody know that they're shopping, that they don't mind their lady going out, partaking and dancing with someone else, and if she like what she can get out there on the street, then dance with it. But you're gonna have to pay me, which is a second round draft pick. Plus, I would try to match it. I would try to match it. But another team right now, if they want to play some mean bone with the Cowboys, they can drive the price up,
right?
And they can get them a second round draft. You can get rid of their second round draft pick for one of the best right tackles in this league. So it's playing with fire, but I can tell you right now that the reason why he signed today is because in order for him to be inside the facility with the Cowboys, he got to be under contract. He can't go under there without contract. So that at least secure him if anything else happened by him working with the team under the confines of the Cowboys or within the confines of the Cowboys. And I just look at this collectively as the Cowboys always trying to be the smartest guy in the room. They look at it like, hey, he's an undrafted guy. Let's see if we can squeeze and get more and more resources out of him. Let's say a second round draft pick from an undrafted guy. That's what I look at it as. They don't value him that much.
Playing with their food, man. They're playing with their food.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for me, I'm not that worried, right? And that might seem a little bit different than what everybody else is gonna say. I understand how good Terrence Steele is, but maybe the Cowboys are salivating at the mouth at this talent at the tackle position in this draft, and the extra second round pick that ensures that maybe you can go up and get a Darnell Wright. You know what I'm saying? That gives you the extra boost to be able to go ahead and do that. And, you're getting a healthy guy that's going to come in here and help you. So I think that they're using the amount of tackles that's out there as leverage here. Now, if a team does come in here and offer
wait, I gotta, wait. I gotta clap for you for that one, bro.
I mean,
clap for
using
that.
it as leverage, bro.
I wasn't expecting that, dude, man. Because at first when you start talking, I was over here like,
oh, hell no.
Please continue. Let me shut up.
Yeah, I'm saying like you could use that leverage because we're all talking tackle, right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking tackle. Where's this tackle going to play? And a lot of our solutions have been complex. But if a team come in here and offer him a deal, then you get their second round pick. Shit, that make our job easy.
Man,
that make our job easy on who we picking.
So much better now. You explained the mystery, dog. I was dead. Cause now that does make sense, bro. I promise you. I was over here when I read that tweet. I was like, oh no. Cause how do you be a team that need a right tackle and don't start salivating that Steele for a second round? I'm just being real. To Law's point, what person in this draft are you gonna get on Steele's level in round 2? It is not happening. But when you when you add what DMV just said to where you say, okay, if we get that second round, then we go up and we go get right and we go keep it moving. I'm cool with that. I'm actually not cool with that. I don't mean cool like won't Steele to go, but I can kind of see the angle. I can see the angle, man. Good job. Let me clap it up for DMV unless the OC's gonna pick him in yoga. I have a feeling the OC for
No, man, awesome, man, awesome. No, I just was gonna piggyback off of DMV on that a little bit because here's the thing.
Shit.
Yeah, here's the thing. Quality that happened. You know that this guy on the screen came in for a visit.
Right.
He already came. So the Cowboys have already been thinking about this, in my opinion. So I think they may be a little bit more ahead than what we might think. And to me, if somehow Terrence still gets away, then to me that's substantial us having to absolutely get this guy or somebody close to him.
Ooh, wait, can we clap for DMV one more time?
Yeah.
Say DMV. DMV was like, I ain't tripping. I was like, you not what? Hold on, one more button. I was like, what you mean? Thank you, Law. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Woo. One more. I gotta hit you with one more button, man. Hold on. What's wrong with my buttons, man?
Another one.
All right, I'll give you that one. All right, so what you got on the tip?
Nah, I mean, I agree. I'm not concerned about it with DMV. So it gives you options. And then here's the crazy part, right? Maybe the Cowboys have some inside track on the ACL, and maybe still not going to be really available like some people are expecting. So I feel like he's going to be back though. I just don't think he's going to get an offer and we get that tender. So I'm not too concerned about it. I think Terrence Steele will be back and be the right tackle in the future. But I will say this: when Jerry Jones was kind of running his mouth, the one person he talked about moving around, because he talked about Tyron Smith playing right tackle. Now it's like, what the hell are you doing with Terrence, right? So, maybe something is circulating when it comes to the conversation with Terrence Steele, that where they might not want to pay him, they might want to replace him. But I think he'll be back.
If y'all was
the best, yeah.
Would y'all give up a second for Steele coming off ACL?
If I was another team?
Yeah.
If I'm another team, yeah.
It depends on who I am.
If I'm Cincinnati, right now, right? I know I tried it with Big Lyle Collins, but I'm sitting here like, man, let me double dip again.
I wouldn't trust Dallas no more.
Yeah.
But I got to double dip because they got Lyle Collins for the free. They could have held on to Lyle Collins, but they cut him before the draft, right? Maybe we could have got some type of draft compensation for Lyle Collins, but they cut him before. Yeah, we got some money out of it, but it is what it is. So if I'm a team that's competing, let's see who else had a horrible offensive line on the right side. Maybe the Raiders. I don't know. Somebody who made it to the playoff last year.
The Bears.
Bill, someone.
The
Bears. Somebody.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You doing it, OC? You the GM.
I'm doing it all day long. I'm doing it because he's young, and I'm gonna be smart about it. I'm not gonna rush him back. I'm not gonna have him out there in September. I'm gonna say, big fella, we got a little bit of time. Come back when you feel good, because he's so young, and you don't get him at such a great value. So if I'm struggling at my right tackle or run game in particular, and there's several teams out there that has that issue, yeah, I'm gonna come get him for a second round. That's fine. Take a second and a fourth. It's good. I'll take it. We're good.
I would.
Hey,
who did
a team of contention. Like, what if you're at Kansas City who needs a right tackle? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can give up because he got numerous picks, so you can give up the second round.
So
pick.
You would?
Yeah. Ooh, KC. I didn't think about that.
Would I make the offer? Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
saying you would give up a second for Steele. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You would too.
Yeah, I would. I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
is this 100%?
Yeah.
So that means every GM would too.
Yeah,
but
See, that's what I'm.
But if I'm the Cowboys, I'm driving down the price the best way I can without sullying his name to the degree of talking about him, right? Because last offseason he won the workout award, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna announce to the people, yes, I see him only as swing. Yes, I can see him being kicked back inside as guard, because we all know that guards get paid lesser than tackles. So I'm sullying, I'm denigrating as much as I can, but I'm trying to uphold the man's name by not smearing it out, because there's nothing that you can really say negative about him, because he's such a hard worker. And that's why I believe Duke Manyweather, if you go back, he was posting tons of clips. He was being the guy that was putting out fires, because they were trying to start the narrative of, hey, he's horrible, he's sus at pass blocking. And if you go back to Duke page by like last week, he was putting up evidence and clips and made the people hush, because he pointed out on all 22, this is what he did against the best pass rushers in the league. And it had to make him stop. But if it wasn't for Duke and people like you and I that do this, his name would have been stretched out on all type of articles on how bad he is as pass pro blocker.
Here's what we need to do. We probably need to make a pact to kind of bury this right now, because we start talking about it, we don't want to signal everybody like, who is this Terrence Steele? The Cowboys talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm good with it. Here's the thing, bro. Dallas holds all the cards here. Dallas holds all the cards here, bro. look, I'm gonna go with something that Boss has said. If a team comes and trades you that second round pick for Steele, Jerry Jones will win GM of the year, bro. Because understand the flip that they would have taken with that, bro. Like, he was an undrafted guy, right? They offered him the tender, and somebody came in here and you got a second round pick. Like, you flipped the undrafted dude in a couple years to a second round pick, bro. And then you can use that to leverage and move up or do whatever you need to do. So Dallas, and if he heals up, then you got you a good player. So Dallas is in the win-win right here.
Yeah. I feel much better since you spoke on that. Much better.
Coach Marv got a super chat, and he says, Law, in the history of FA tenders, only one player has ever signed to another team. It's not happening. But that could be anecdotal, though, Coach.
Yeah,
you know, because the reason being is we've seen that this type of situation, a guy that played up to the level that we've seen in the last 2 years, coming from an undrafted spot and holding it down, I just see gave up one sack in his stats.
Right tackle, man. Come on, all of us saying that we would gave away a second round, like, we should be just a tad bit nervous. Just being honest.
Yeah, we should be.
We got 6 days. I'm not sitting over here cool because the past say that it never happened. Like the Cowboys have done things that has never happened before either, like having a franchise quarterback, you know, play on year 4 after having the type of 3 years that he had. I've never seen that in the history of the league either. So the Cowboys, and I think to Law's point, when you trying to be the smartest guys in the room, we have seen bad habits to where they can deceive themselves and they do trick themselves. I have, you know. So,
before you say anything else, Boss, to that point, the Cowboys might know that information that coaches said, right? So they said, let's get him for cheap for $4 million.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna sign nowhere else because the odds are in our favor.
Can hit them right in their face. They playing the odds, but that egg can just as easily hit you in your face. It's never happened, so let's just take the risk. Okay, you being cute, and then somebody out there come out there and say, we gonna give him $70 million.
He already hyped it.
$80 million.
He ahead of schedule, all this stuff. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Dallas feels very comfortable right now with that. They feel more comfortable with that than you know what I'm saying, the CD situation or the Trayvon Diggs situation.
See, but this is the thing, though. Let me just push back on your great point, though. So your point is already great, so you know this ain't personal when I push back. My only pushback is this, DMV. Could you be by yourself on that good idea? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you thinking?
I'm not by myself. I'm not by myself because they did it.
But I'm just saying, like, are you by yourself to where they would actually move up, or would they sit on that second? Because if you sit on that second,
I think they draft 2 players. Personally. I don't think they use it to move up. I think that they get another top 100 player, and they feel comfortable with what's on the board and the guys they like.
Just a little bit of pushback. That's the problem. Because the problem is, if you don't move up, there's no other top 100 player that I would trust to replace Steele for a contending year. Not one. Not one of them guys.
Well, guess what, though? You still have a guy on your roster that they've been trying to put at right tackle anyway, which is Tyron Smith.
But he's injury prone. He's injury prone. Everybody knows that it's pretty much it's a matter of time.
He is, but
it's a matter of time.
That's what they want.
They love him, but it's a matter of time. And you got to have a contingency. You got to have a guy that can be ready to start 10 games because he might not make it past 5 or 6. And I'm not hating on him. I wish him well. I hope he has great health. But the reality, if we look at the last 5 to 6 years, he's missed significant time. So we can't bet on him playing the whole year.
That's a great point. But to Tuck's point, the last couple of weeks, we don't know how high they are on Matt Willetsko, and they're going to try and make that work. You know what I'm saying?
This is how they are. This is how they are. Right here.
No.
That's not. They are super high on Matt Willetsko.
Let's go.
Bro.
I'm sorry, Tug. This is how high they should be. Sorry, Tug. This is how high they should be.
Right. OC, I'm with you. I don't want you to think I'm disagreeing. I'm just telling you what they think. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's all good.
No. You know they're going to try to save face for the Amari Cooper pick. They got to save face for that one.
Ooh. Hey, And then sometimes your success can be your own fault too,
Right.
because they're probably looking at it like, hey, if we did this for Terrence Steele, then maybe we could do Joshua Ball the same way.
And that's how they That's how they
It's getting scary now.
Hey, Josh Ball the hell off my roster.
Now, now the possibilities are getting scary.
It's the we made you.
Wee Woo Joneses, man. Somebody
you see this
create a
guy?
YouTube
See this guy?
name.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Because the DMV possibility
how do we
sounded
get from
good.
Darnell Wright? How do we get to Darnell Wright to Josh Ball, man? That's a hell of a
No, because it's a
ball.
possibility. Because it's a possibility. Because see, DMV, his thought is his thought. That don't mean that's the Joneses' thought. Now, if they thinking like him, I love it. If they thinking, okay, we go parlay this second, we go get us aggressive. We already like we
I'll
go
get
just
aggressive
replace
with
it.
it
We go
personally.
flip it and we go be good. Then I'm like, I love it. But if it says we got this second, shoot, we made Terrence Steele. We gotta, we might make another Hove. No.
Somebody
But
create
they
a
do
YouTube
though, bro.
name. Wee
They're
Woo.
really good
Somebody
at
create a
tackle.
YouTube name. Wee Woo Cowboy. I need somebody to create Wee Woo Cowboy or Wee Woo Joneses. Somebody create that YouTube handle. Go ahead and grab it. and boss, you got to get the Wee Woo merch, man. Because this.
Oh yeah,
this
I'm getting some Wee Woo merch. That's coming, bro. Y'all know
Yeah, the
yeah,
Wee Woo
merch is coming. Yeah, but God dog, yeah. So the other possibility, all right. So we got one more thing before we draft, and then we gonna be up out of here. And then also, man, let's take the time to hit a like break. We need to take us a like break.
Don't y'all wee woo on that like button, man.
Yeah. And I do get it. Listen, I was watching my own show and forgot to hit my like, so I understand.
Yeah, I get one like. Let me hit like on this. I'm gonna go to y'all page and hit like on y'all page.
On my own show yet, so I get it. Listen, it happened to me right now, so I'm actually hitting my own like. Let me see. Let me go to my channel.
Yeah, I'm going to all our pages right now and hitting like.
Yeah, then I gotta go to the channel.
Y'all do that right quick. I just hit yours up, CFO.
Yep. I just hit it. All right.
Yep. Boy, this is gonna be a good exercise. We gotta do this every show.
Yeah, we should do this every. Yeah, this is good. Everybody should. Yeah, I just did it. Okay, I just went to my channel. I went to everybody channel. Yep, I hit loud like. Yep. Now I just hit DMV.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just got took. All right, man. We appreciate it. Everybody should be caught up right now on them likes, because them likes is way too narrow.
Yeah, and it's free currency, baby. It's free currency, yo.
Yeah. And this freestyle is fire, man. I'm loving the thought that's coming out of this draft show, man. And then especially what you just did, DMV. You know, that was, to me, that was ice. What just came out your head. That was beautiful. Beautiful thought. You really brought some clarity to how I can make sense. It got me out of a panic. I'm not as bad after hearing you and what you came up with. That's a very good thought. And that's a shout out, honestly, to the fire word and the talent of the panel, man. It's a very good panel that think very well on their feet, very creative. These are very smart guys. Yeah, man. So if you try to step up in here, finish him. Don't do it. So, unless you know what you're talking about. Now, this is the deal. This is the last thing I want to talk about before we do our draft. This CeeDee Lamb fifth option stuff. Law, what's your thoughts? We'll kick it off with you.
It's built in. Like the fifth option to me is like a built-in franchise tag. Now, granted, when you sign the fifth-year option, yes, it's the most money that he will ever make in his contract. But it also means that he made it to the end of life of his contract. I want the Cowboys to go ahead and extend this kid before Justin Jefferson. I've known this situation occurred. It gets muddy. It gets nasty. I've looked at Deebo Samuel, right? And we saw how that contract battle went with them. And we were all banging on the table saying, hey, man, Deebo, come on to Dallas. We'll treat you right. And now it's CeeDee Lamb turn to go through this wee-woo moment with the Cowboys. So go ahead and extend them now before it get nasty and ugly. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think that CeeDee Lamb is going to play this year, and you know, it'll be fine. But I think that if it's not any type of movement, it could affect his attitude. and then he could become contentious. But the Cowboys like drama. So I don't think the Cowboys are really scared of that. So depending upon how well he plays in really a do-all year for Mike McCarthy, they may go ahead and extend him now, or they very well could make him wait. He better not have much drop-off. I think if he doesn't have much drop-off, they're likely to go ahead and extend him. But if he does have any drop-off, they'll probably make him wait.
No doubt.
Here we go again, man. Here we go again. It's just like, I hate the Cowboys not being proactive when it comes to getting these contracts done. And you know, boss, we talked about this with Amari Cooper. Whenever there's money kind of involved, there's always this funny stuff going with the Cowboys. So the last thing I want is like, why ain't CD getting these targets anymore? Why is his production dropping a little bit? You know, like I'm just tired of this.
Get him.
You know, it's just like, you know, they might try to freeze CD out a little bit, go to Cooks a little bit more, get his numbers up and say, well, you know, CD really didn't involve this year. You know, he came off a great Pro Bowl year, but we just like to see more, you know, like it's just that, you know what I'm saying? But then also, like OC just said, the last thing I want is a disgruntled situation with CD, because we also got our cornerback coming up in the pipeline as well. So you don't want pretty much the future of the Dallas Cowboys with CD Lamb and also Trayvon Diggs being disgruntled, dealing with the BS of the Cowboys front office trying to get deals done. And we know wide receivers, cornerbacks, they don't go out easy. You know what I'm saying? Like offensive linemen, you can kind of play those games with, okay, you can kind of play the games with Terrence Steele. CD's not going to go out quietly. And the most importantly, that Lion and Micah Parsons, he's not going to go out quietly if you see CD Lamb getting disrespected with his contract. So don't make an ugly situation out of this. Don't make a media circus. Just go ahead, get the deal done, and get back to football. But it looks like it's going to be dragged out because when they said we want to get a deal done the off season, I just don't see it happening. But, you know, here we go.
Yep.
You want answers?
Damn good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
God, dog.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, bro, I think this is stupid, bro. Like, you remember R. Kelly was like, this is stupid, guys. This is stupid. Bro, this is dumb. Like, I don't understand why we get Pro Bowlers, why we get all pro guys, and this is what we do to them, bro. Like, why do we do this? I don't understand. To Tuck's point, you think Micah Parsons ain't seeing this right now?
Right.
You think Micah Parsons ain't seeing this and like, when it's my time for this contract, they ain't gonna do this to me. Yeah, all right. They tripping, bro, is what they doing. Lock up Trayvon, lock up CD Lamb. These guys are young. They're the best at what they do. So you can maneuver them when it's time, so you can sign Micah Parsons. Like, why drag this out? Because what it does is, see, this is what it does. You have these lengthy contract conversations, then they have all the first takes of the world, then you got all of the undisputeds of the world, then you got a lot of the 80% of this fan base of the world, and then everybody,
the people that yell out, he's not worth.
You allow those guys to have a voice. You allow those guys to have a voice, and then all of a sudden you got a disgruntled player who's not producing like he should because he's not secure. Bro, just knock it out and stop playing. Knock it out and stop playing. That's all I gotta say, bro. That's it. It pissed me off.
Oh man,
it's like when you know when your kids do something really good and you're really proud of them. Like, all right, man, y'all out to doing really good this week. I'm proud of y'all. And then a week later, they back to that same old bull. It's like, you know, they went and got Gilmore, they went and got Cook. So the Cowboys front office, we've been kind of cool on them. And then here they go back to their usual self, man. It's just like, damn, Law just left, but hit that damn button, man, because they mess up the CD contract, and you seeing CD going back and forth online. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, something that DMV brought up that was fantastic, kind of alluded to it, is that it is a benefit of taking care of your players, because if you take care of them early on, they're very easy to renegotiate if you give them a good chunk of guaranteed money. If you need to restructure, do something different, they're much more amicable to make that happen with you, and even take a pay cut to stay on your team if their production drops. But if you give them the hokey pokey and you shove them around the block a couple times, man, put them in a wash machine, stomp on them, throw them out on the street to get ran over a couple times, then it's not as a healthy of an environment. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. So we got Law back. Law, you back?
Yeah. Got my little one right here. But yeah, so when you talk about those things, OC, you're right. Nobody want to let contracts go to the end of life. And the best prime example would be, what's his name? Jalen Hurts. You remember Jalen Hurts, right? They signed him early. They didn't let his contract become the end of life. And you can do so much more when you extend versus letting those contracts get to the end of life, y'all. And that's what the Cowboys need to go ahead and do. 3 contracts that they need to take care of: Terrence Steele, CeeDee Lamb, and Trayvon Diggs.
Absolutely. So,
and don't make it messy. Don't make it messy.
Don't make them messy. Don't drag it out all over the media.
Man, if I'm one of these Cowboy players, I'm hiring Al Heyman to do my negotiations.
Well, CD had some drops.
I will say this though. This
and
is
Nicole,
one of the better off seasons in terms of the Dallas Cowboys not doing the negotiations through the media. This is one of the best years for now. Now, and I agree it's for now. I do, because this feels like a ball drop. I just hopefully it's not a full ball drop. Hopefully this is one of those things where they did it to buy themselves some time to continue talks, right? It looked like a deadline was pending and they wanted to get ahead of it, the 5th-year option. At some point it might have to get nasty, and that's likely gonna be on CeeDee Lamb. And if I was CeeDee Lamb, I'd be prepared to get nasty. The problem is if you do get nasty, that's gonna put you at odds against the fans. That's just gonna happen. We saw it happen with Cabo. But I think if you are CeeDee Lamb, you got to let them get through the draft and see how the draft landscape looks. Let's say if they don't get that receiver, then you got more leverage if you hold out. If they have a Quentin, they go pull a Zeke on you. You know what I'm saying? If they have a Zay Flowers, they go pull a Zeke on you. So we'll see. And I feel you, Tuck. It's we'll see if they continue to keep their silence. So far, it's been pretty, to their standards, it's been pretty good. All right, so we got the last mock drafts. How many we gonna do? One? Or y'all wanna do 2?
It's that time, y'all.
We doing 1?
Do 1.
All right, we doing 1.
All right. All the marbles.
Yeah, I gotta leave at the top of the hour though.
Okay, we out. Let's make it fast then. This is the last one of the show. Man, there's no more draft shows. Started. All right, here we go. Now let's see if
did Darnell go?
Yeah, he's gone.
He gone.
He don't have a drop for me. Okay. All right.
So do you consider Anton?
Anton, that's my guy right there. I go Anton Harrison right there.
You would go Anton?
I go Anton. That's my vote.
Okay.
I would go Anton.
You know what? I thought about something. We should open up how many people on this panel?
Yeah.
We should open up 4 windows, right, of mock drafts, and then all of us go with the Cowboys and see who come out with the better grade. It would have been dope, man.
Oh man.
You see what I'm talking about? Open up 4 simulators, and we all just pick our picks, man.
It's just too late for this show.
Yeah, I know it's too late.
Yeah. So if I had to, I would say Anton Harrison. And he's the guy I've been saying that makes the most sense for the Cowboys. Even though I like Darnell Wright, it's just going to be a stretch to get him there. I feel like Anton Harrison will be sitting right there at 26. So if you want to kind of get your offensive tackle, he would kind of be the guy to play left tackle. So I would go Anton Harrison here, even though Jordan Addison's hard to pass up on sitting right here in front of us as well.
Yeah.
Also, I know how y'all feel about Michael Mayer, but so let's talk through this, right?
Yeah.
If this is the Cowboys and we are in the war room, I feel like Michael Mayer would be the pick right here, though.
Over Anton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you scroll up a little bit, Boss? Who else is there?
That's an excellent point. Because how many interviews has Anton Harrison got or any visits? We're the only ones who talk about him.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs have met with them. I know the Chiefs are very high on Anton Harrison, but I feel like they would sit. They would sit and go with Mayer. Or
if
pick, but
yeah, I mean if Steele is here, I think you probably want to go ahead and weaponize. Go ahead and get Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Get Jordan Addison.
Jordan was my number 2.
Okay, so we got us a split. Because I'm thinking Osiris, so since I can't go with Osiris, because
Osiris not bad. He just plug and play left guard.
That's what I want right now. I want the best left guard right now.
I'm gonna be honest. The guy that they really like, and he's not a first round guy, is John Michael Schmidt. That's the one you want to watch out for at 58. I think they'll take him there no matter what. Because they're about as intrigued with him as they are Zay Flowers or JSN.
But this is what I say, and I'm cool with that. But we drafting like it's us.
Okay, not like the Cowboys. Oh, okay. Okay. It was all right.
I ain't trying to think what they doing. I'm trying to think
if it's us,
do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it's us, then Will McDonald. The talks for Will McDonald kind of went a little quiet.
Yeah.
Which means what?
They probably high on him.
I think the Cowboys go best of base.
I would go Jordan Addison.
So it's just Cowboys. What the Cowboys would do. Yeah, I mean, it's what the Cowboys would do. I think it's Addison.
I thought it's what we would do.
We doing it. We ain't talking
what
about
we
would
do.
I ain't trying to. I hate that.
Okay, what I would do. Okay, what I would do. Okay.
What we feel like is best. We work for them.
If it's I would do, I'm going Jordan Addison.
Okay.
Yeah, I still will go Addison. I will go Addison too. Yeah, I will go Addison as well. I agree with that.
So, Law, y'all still on?
Y'all shifted me because I told y'all Jordan Addison is the Justin Jefferson of this draft. So I'm gonna shift to Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go Jordan.
So if that means that everybody else will be outvoted automatically, Law, we will be automatically outvoted if we had a different opinion. So Jordan Addison is the pick.
Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I got to bounce like a basketball right now. But, hey, let's go, man. DC for life. Salute.
DC for life. All right,
DC for life.
No doubt.
All right, so we got our first pick. We got us a receiver. All right. Let me see. Them tackles went. And that makes sense.
Tackles went fast, bro.
Yeah, them tackles went. Let's look at them going.
That's right.
Well, we know we'll be able to get Zavala in the third, so ain't no use of panicking on that.
Look at running back, boss.
Right here? We can look at
it.
You said look at it or get him?
Just look at it.
Okay. Yeah, so
that's a guy they like.
Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet. You got Charbonnet. You got a chin. What's how you pronounce the name? I messed that up. You got McBride.
Charbonnet to me. If you get Charbonnet, you definitely ain't going Zeke. I'm cool with Charbonnet. Y'all cool with that?
I mean, I wouldn't go with Charbonnet, but I can go ahead.
No, okay, hold on.
I just want to see who else.
Yeah, look at the list. Let me actually.
Or you look at the pass rushers. Look at the DN.
Yeah, so you have Keanu Bitten. I would probably go.
I would go D-line here, personally.
Yeah, I would probably go Keanu Bitten before I would go Zach Charbonnet. That would be my pick. not Cowboys pick, but
That's not a bad pick. I would have gone Thule. Just another edge. But
I like Zach Charbonnet out of Benton, mainly because he got demolished versus Ohio State. It's just hard for me to get that out of my mind. His hustle was fantastic, but I just don't see it from that game. Maybe somebody have to refer me to another game. But when I go look at some of these candidates, I want to see you with the best and go against the best. And he was getting blown off the ball. That's my only knock on him. So if between the panel kind of debating Kingu and Zach, I will go with Zach if we want to just kind of close this part out. What y'all want to do?
okay, so we're going. So we got Benton versus Charbonnet
right now. Yeah, and I'm team Zach out of them too.
I'm still
Benton. I would. Yeah. So I guess it's on me right now.
Yeah.
I think they go Charbonnet, so I'm gonna go with Charbonnet.
All right, there it is. So we went offense on our first two picks, and I like that. The offense is looking really nice. Okay, we got Andrew.
Go ahead and fight for your dude, OC.
OC, what you gonna do by Andrew Carter right here? That would also be a very, 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 very valuable pick right here. So
it would though,
or not?
I mean, look, I like Andre Carter. I mean, if you can get him in round number 3, man, he's still 50 on CBS's board. I think he's a good upside guy, but I want to see who else is available down here. We have not picked an offensive lineman at this point, which also is a little bit concerning.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that we need to look at what's available.
Yeah, we have not handled guard.
So I will look back at offensive linemen and see who's the highest ranked here. If we can get, we're running out of value. All these good guys already got scooped up, it looks like.
Yeah, Wanya and Blake aren't
out of what's left, and I never go with small school guys, is Nick.
Yeah, he's very high IQ too.
I will feel good about that.
But so we're looking to go tackle though?
I'm about to say, what's that guard?
I would trust him to even be able to move inside.
Yeah, you can convert him.
That's what my eyes say though.
And he's still young too. He's still young. So
I will feel great about this too. But then let's look at guard. You want to look at guard, Tuck?
I just want to see what guards is actually there.
I like Andre too.
Yeah,
he got flex.
Andre is a good pick. He's a good dude. He's a good player.
He's not gonna help you this year though.
I think Nick could help you this year.
Yeah, the only reason I say Andrew is not going to help because he tore his ACL in the combine.
And then
that's true. You have Oluwademi. He's kind of a center / guard. You could go Jackson Kirkland, Epstein.
Yeah.
Pyro Jr. out of Alabama. I think he was a visit. I think he was a 30 visit guard out of Alabama. So scroll up. Let me see. I would probably. I'm not going Mafia this early.
Hell no.
Why y'all say hell no? Like he just a chump or something?
Who you talking about, Mafia?
We
go ahead, Tuck. I'll let you take that one.
Bro, we are the only fan base who gassed up Antonio Mafia. I don't know where the hell that came from, but this whole
I know where it came from.
Oh, well,
I know where it came from.
But I'm just like, yo, we gotta chill with that.
Where it comes from? Because I like his tape.
Nah, it came from one of our OGs, and a lot of people haven't really. I'm not saying. I like his tape too. I think he's very, very comparable to Zavala. I think they're very, very similar. Both of those guys.
Physical. Way more. Way more.
But he's also he's a little bit more stiffer than him too, though. So it's like give and take.
I don't care how stiff he is. I want him to maul you. This dude mauls you. He just eat you like a polar bear, man. Just hit you with his paws.
For the simulator, we can get him later.
Yeah, we can.
For the simulator, we can get him later. But if this was real, I would get him right here. I would get him right here.
So man,
if
just
that's your
do
guy,
BPA.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's just how I see it. I believe in it. I believe in his film. I would say screw.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. How do y'all feel about Wanye Morris? Because I know he was at the Senior Bowl and he had some good tape at the Senior Bowl. I haven't really gotten into his game tape that much, but I'll defer to the OC for this one.
Yeah,
Wanye.
I like.
Man.
I like.
No, man, I think he's all right, man. I think he's solid. I think, I do. I think that I just want a guy that can probably play on the left side, man. And I'd be confident that has the feet. He's all right, man, but the feet quickness and stuff like that to be a blind side, I want somebody that can play on that left side. It's not that I have a knock on him, but it's just I want somebody that I'm confident that can play that left side. And I don't think he's a guard. I think he's more so of a natural tackle. That's just my take on him. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back.
Nick got the best feet out of all of them right now.
Well,
yeah.
Isn't Blake Freeland the guy that could kick in the guard? Because he looks a little weird to me. Not weird, but he don't really necessarily look like a tackle. Maybe I'm tripping. What do you guys think?
I don't even know Blake Freeland. He's somebody I'm gonna have to look up. I've never seen him.
I think he could go into guard because I've done a little bit of work on him. I think that he can go into guard. I think that he's not ideal playing left. He might can be a right tackle, but I think he actually could go into guard. That's my opinion, but I think that the dude needs to just get a little bit stronger from what I've seen in terms of game film. That'll be my opinion.
I think since we waited, we're pretty much in developmental stages when it comes to offensive line, to be honest with y'all. I mean,
forget it and go to Carter. Whatever y'all want to do, I don't care. I'm just talking. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like the best quote unquote pound offensive lineman would be Nick Saldivari out of Old Dominion. I feel like he's has the most upside. And if you want to kind of get a guy in the third round as a project, you can play outside and kick in, he would probably be the best prospect here.
Yeah.
But
See,
that's just
I think a good comp on Nick, bro, just keeping it real. If he had a good comp on Nick, in my opinion, would be Peter. Just Peter without the big games. You know what I mean? Like when I look at somebody who like athletic and you can just see the technical savviness in them and you can see the dog and toughness in them too. All right, that's our guy. I love it. I will feel good about this draft. So far, I will be like, ooh, we getting ready to bang boys. All right, so hold on real quick. So, let me see. See, we at this point to where maybe what we should be. Ooh, Eli Riggs. Come on now. Wait.
Yeah.
Do we got to vote on that? Or
no, we don't. I'll take Riggs. No, I would take Riggs there, man. If he's still on the board, which is very surprising, but I would take him all day.
Oh man, this draft is hellified nice.
That's a good pick.
God, dog. Now, let me see. What's your thoughts, Tuck?
Who did we just take? Riggs?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with it because I'm trying to get one of those corners up out of there. So, let's see. Where we at, right?
Dean, but not Trey Dean would be very fair right here. His rank is 170.
I'm about to say go back up.
Pause by Trey. See, let me sell Trey real quick, and then I go up real quick. Trey play everything: nickel, safety, corner. He play everything. He the most hybrid out of everybody. He also very Dan Quinnish with the height and the weight. You know. He also a 30 visit guy from them, and I've been watching him from 2 years. I would feel very confident about him coming in here and competing and playing some special teams. Who did you want to look at?
Well, what I was going to finish saying about Trey Dean is I heard he was better at corner. I have a couple of guys that I trust that follow the Gators, and when he moved to the star role, that's when he started to struggle a little bit. So I think Trey Dean might be kind of a Dan Quinn guy, but I don't know if you would play him in the same role that they had him in at Florida, because I already used to get roasted.
I would play him as a big nickel. That's how I would play him. I would put him in. He would have to go compete with Dono. That's what he would do if I'm looking at this. But and then safety, we got a deep safety room, but we gonna lose a lot of contracts next year.
Mm-hmm.
So do we beef up the safety right now? Do we start thinking about those guys for next year and thinking about getting them going in special teams? Or let me go look at Maffa, man. Let me see if Maffa. Because what about bringing in competition? What about bringing competition for guard?
I probably would double up at some point. But there was somebody on that list that I was pretty high on, that I wanted to get you guys' perspective.
Okay. All right, who you got? Who you hiring?
Okay, I think that it was. Hold on, go down a little bit. Mm-hmm. It might be. So I'm thinking, if Dallas does want to beef up the tight end room, Davis Allen right here is a pretty good value. He's a guy that can go up and get the football. He's that vertical threat that the OC was talking about.
Yeah.
6'6", 245. He's the type of guy that is a Jermichael Finley in this offense.
I agree.
So
I definitely
I like that pick. I like that pick, DMB. That's what I was thinking.
I had Jamarcus Finley by him too, bro. That's exactly what I had in the Boss Cowboy guy.
I like that pick, man, if you guys like it. But whatever you want to do. But no, I think that's a good pick here.
I'm still thinking Maffa though.
For me, it was between Allen or Fehoko, the edge, because Fehoko is pretty good too. The Mountain West has some sleepers like Jonah Tavai. I got to those guys last week. I think Jonah might be able to go the next round, but Viliami Fehoko, solid edge, man. But for me, I would go Davis Allen here. But what you think, Tuck?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards actually Broderick Martin out of Western Kentucky, because we need to beef up the interior and try to stop the run. He's a guy that can be your one tech.
He's a big guy too.
Yeah, he's a big body. So I would probably go.
That's a good look. That's a good look, man.
I like it, Tuck. We're going with that.
They called him a poor man's Jordan Davis too.
Great job. I think that's a good time for that too. So we still got my boy Trey Dean on the board, so we good. Let's see if Maffa on the board, and then we might.
If Maffi's still there, when he went, damn, I was about to say, if he was still there, I would have got him. But there's a guy on that list. Like, go down a little bit. I want to get the OCs because I know the OC watches dude. The guy Henry, was it Ben Balu or something like that from Washington? I know he's 337 on here, but I know he was high early on in the process. What you think about him, OC?
Man, I think he's okay, man. I think that he's a guy that's solid but not exceptional doing anything, which is kind of why he fell. I think he's a body and a guy again for depth. And maybe he's a backup type player, man. I don't think that he's going to help you initially. I think, of course, anything could happen without working hard here. But I just think that he's kind of he's an in-betweener. You know what I mean? He's not bad. He's not great. He's like an in-betweener. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that because I think he played tackle, and I think they're saying he's a guard. So he might be a guy that's an undrafted free agent. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Look at edge rusher real quick, defensive end. Let's scroll down. I'm sure he's gone. We do have Isaiah Land. I was looking to see if Tyler Lacey was still there from Oklahoma State, but I think he's gone.
Let me look at linebacker too.
I was gonna say linebacker. We're probably wiped out because we're in the 6th round. Ventrell Miller, Michael Jones, Charlie Thomas.
I did not like Troy Brown's tape at all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah. Kind of
Mahamu Diabate was pretty solid.
There's Jeremy Banks. He can take the risk because the guy has some, some concerns and get you a high quality linebacker there.
Yeah. Let me look at. I will go with Jeremy Banks. Let me just look at the all real quick. Yeah, I think Jeremy Banks would be my guy right here. because I'm very high on Jeremy Banks, super high. So
Yeah, he's a high motor guy. If he can just get his attitude right.
That's what's wrong with him. He kind of off.
Yeah, he has some. It's not like legal off the field stuff. He just had,
Yeah. Okay, one of those. But that's a top. That's like my top linebacker. So obviously I love that.
I would get Jonah here. I would get Jonah.
Jonah Tavi. Yeah. Look at quarterback and see if we get wiped out there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I look at. Quarterback. Yeah, screw that.
Yeah. I mean, we got Cooper Rush the whole time as a backup. So, I mean, unless you can, find one of these guys as an upgrade, which I don't think they are, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I would skip on quarterback here. I would go probably Jonah Tavi. Scroll down just a little bit for me. You do have MJ Anderson, Jacob Slade,
of MJ,
Carly
Love
Thomas,
MJ.
Taiwan Mullen corner. Did we take a corner? Thought we did.
We ain't take no.
But if you want an intriguing,
we took risks.
If you want an intriguing pick, though, here's the thought, though. If you want an intriguing pick, right, that could beat out Cooper Rush, what about Stetson Bennett? He's available. He's won 2 national championships.
He available?
Yeah, he's right
Yeah.
there. I was still pissed.
Stetson Bennett out of Georgia. What about him? What about that kid? I mean, if you go draft the dude, if you go draft Danucci, you go bring in Danucci. I mean, Stetson Bennett, proven winner, multiple national. I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Here's why I don't want Stetson Bennett for all the things that you just said. OC, and it's going to cause a circus just because national champion, blah blah blah. You can replace Dak with Stetson. Like, I'm not doing that.
He knows how to win.
You're right. You're right. I mean, you're right, Tug. But just on a practical level, though, I still like it, just practically speaking. But yeah, it'll be circus action. But man, it's very practical. He's just right there, man. He's just right there.
Yeah, and if you're taking out the circus act, I mean, you could go Max Duggan and run, some recess type football with him, especially in the red zone. Let him take some of that punishment if you wanted to. But once again, it's going
to sign him. He's going to be an undrafted free agent. I ain't draft no damn Max Duggan.
But then if you don't draft him, you're taking the risk of a guy that can see. Because what Tug just talked about was somebody that can come in and do the dirty work. That was a vision that I'm also very interested in. I believe, and this is just my opinion, I would want the Dallas Cowboys to start trying to get ahead on these athletic quarterbacks. So everybody that got a problem with Max, they got a problem with his arm. But, with the 4.5 speed that he put out there, the way that he can use his legs.
You can taste and heal him.
Yeah, you can taste and heal him. That's exactly what I see with him, too.
But he'll be there in the 7th round, boss. He's ranked 339. This is okay.
This is it. So,
man, it's up to y'all, man.
If I was that, I would go Stetson. I would
probably still go with Jonah Tavi, though. I probably even wouldn't draft a quarterback here, honestly. But
I wouldn't draft it because then I'd just go sign one of them guys.
Right.
Yeah. And then with Jonah Tavi, I mean,
Jonah plays some 1 too. That's the one thing that I like about him.
He's 290. He's high motor too.
If you go down and show you snaps by alignment, so you might like him there because he can play some 1.
Yes, I would go with Tavi here.
That is the draft. All right, so
it's probably got to be. What we get? B.
Yeah, maybe we probably took Nick a little too early, but
me on that Jeremy Banks, they killed me. Yeah, A- on Eli. Yeah, so there it is. I think this team would be good though.
That's not Zach Charbonnet, the pitcher, by the way.
I know, bro. That's so crazy.
No, they did him bad.
That look like the baby.
That's what I thought.
Hey, baby.
Hurricane Chris.
Hurricane Chris. Like Hurricane Chris. That dude look like Hurricane Chris.
Would this team win a Super Bowl? With this team that we just drafted?
Yeah. I feel good about this team, man. Because honestly, I feel like Jordan Addison definitely help a lot of things. And shoot, they might be looking at CD a little bit side eye. you'll get Jordan Addison. They're like, hey, bro, we got somebody who can take things over the top. But I feel like Jordan Addison kind of gives you that same thing that Brandon Cook is going to provide for our offense, but just a different layer. Even though he's a smaller guy, I still feel like he can play on the boundaries. I'm good there. Zach, even though I'm not super high on him, he gives you your guy that can kind of just take the workload away from Tony Pollard, ground and pound. Probably we reached on Nick. I'll admit that we reached super early on him, but it is what it is.
But we made up for it with Eli. Eli's the best pick out of this draft.
And I think we had to panic though. We did.
Right.
Right. But I think this is also one that could actually pay out for us the most too.
Right.
It could. Right. It's a very much possibility. Like I just ask people to go watch Nick, and then go watch Peter. The only thing that'll make you doubt Old Dominion is just the competition. But in terms of what you see in him with his feet, his athleticism, the OC will break down his hands way better than I would in his technique. But I like what I saw. I love Eli Ricks in the fourth. I think that's an absolute steal. So
yeah, because you want to know something about Eli? And I know a lot of us Cowboy fans, because we watched them last year on tape, we're high on Deron Bland. Eli Ricks is right now better than Deron Bland, bro. Right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Eli Ricks ran a 4.3 at his pro way. 4.3.
Right.
I think I might even have him as my overall type corn. I might. And
that's my kinfolk, man. He can ball, man. He can ball.
Yeah. So let's get into this final words, man. I'll kick it off. So first of all, man, I want to thank you, DMV, and you, J Tuck, for the contribution that y'all definitely added to the final word. I think both of you guys every week was very professional, brought very good insight. I really appreciate all the insight that you guys definitely bring from a fresh perspective. I appreciate all the hard work from y'all edition. I think it's been fun. I hate that this is the last week. I really do, because we will have to find some kind of way to do some more content in the future, because I was growing to really just love Thursdays like I love Tuesdays. I look forward to Tuesdays. I was now starting to look forward to Thursdays, and I feel real good that this group I could just basically turn the camera on and go. Like, I don't have to do much prep, because I know the intelligence here is going to be amazing, and the perspective. So first of all, thank both of you guys for your contribution to the off season and your ideas. Now, I sincerely believe that our voices matter. I think it was some ideas that went across the nation from this show. I really do. I think we threw some rocks into the pond and ideas rippled. And it was because of just, you guys and everybody on the panel. So my final word would be thank y'all. Thank y'all a lot. And I look forward to next week where we doing this all live together. Now, Tuck will be on Media Row. So it's going to be hard for him to take a break. But if he can, he going to take a break and he's going to embed himself into the show. And we're going to enjoy that if we can. I can't wait to see that. I would love it if you can, but no pressure if you can't. Because I also understand you got duties that you got to handle, and you're going to be kind of moving and doing a lot, mostly kind of carrying it. So obviously we want to see you, but if we don't, man, thank you, man. Greatly appreciate you. And then my last thing is also, man, I said that my book was going to be out on Wednesday. It's probably going to be out for sure Saturday. Absolutely. So y'all be on the lookout for that. I'm excited about that. I'm just doing my last minute checks. That's the only thing I'm doing now, is I'm just combing through, doing my last film evaluations, because once I put my thoughts out there, that's it. It's it. So I'm open for the public critique and the public praise. So I want to make sure I get it right. And the most important thing, even over the look of the book, is the substance of the book. So thank y'all. I enjoyed this off season, getting ready for this draft, and look forward to many of them coming in the future.
Yeah, guys. So first of all, great job, man. Fun to rock with you guys. I know I missed some weeks, man, but you guys are DMV, Tuck. Man, you got a fantastic job, man. Tremendous value, great content. So first of all, thank you guys. And hey, now we got the draft, man. Now, all the preamble is over with, man. Hey, the next sound of our voices next week, late in the week is going to be all about the draft and getting through these picks on live action. So you guys stay tuned, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow every single channel represented here, man. J Tuck, DMV, Law Nation, opposite Boss Cowboy Sports, and my boy Big Game James in his absence. So anyway, guys, man, salute, and that's my final thought.
Yeah, first and foremost, man, I just wanted to thank OC, Boss, Law, Big Game James for, allowing me to have my voice on this show. You guys do an excellent job every week and everybody tunes in. So I'm just happy to be a part of the crew. Appreciate you, J Tuck, because it was you who threw me out here. And, I think that iron sharpens iron, obviously, and I think that each week we sharpened each other.
Yep.
And
facts.
It became the best show out there. And like you said, Boss, everybody, our voice matters, and it got out to people in the building, or honestly, it got to other people in other places as well, because I don't see some of these Eagle mock drafts looking like ours. You know what I'm saying? Shots fired. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. I'm sad that this is the last week, but I can't wait to rock with you guys next week.
Well,
we doing double duty.
We doing work doing draft week, me, you, and if you can, you know what I'm saying? Just want to be clear on that. Okay,
yeah, hit me. I'm going to be in Kansas City, so I'm going to be with Cowboy Joe B. I'm going to be with Mark Holmes. And I'm going to be doing double duty. So I'm going to be with you guys, and I'm going to be on Mark's show as well. So it's going to be something that's brand new for me, brand new for everybody, and I can't wait, bro. I'm super excited.
Plug it.
And that's my final word.
No, plug it. What you got going?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Mark Holmes' channel, and I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be live with you guys as well. So I'm gonna be doing double duty at the same time, and I can't wait. It's gonna be fantastic. Out at the draft in Kansas City.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I gotta start. This can't be the last draft show because we gotta come on and recap all this hard work that we've done. So we're definitely doing that post draft. You know what I'm saying? We gotta recap it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely we'll definitely be able to do it. We'll be back, man. But first and foremost, man, these are my brothers. I can't, say again, thank you guys, not only just for everyone on the panels, but everyone who's been watching the show across Cowboys Nation. Yeah. Anyone who embraces my draft content. I started this in 2020 just from that original clip that Boss posted, and just from that standpoint to be able to be on Media Row here next week in my hometown, interviewing players, meeting players, it's a huge blessing. But that's a testament to not only you guys, but also some of the work that I've done. And, I really enjoyed you guys opening up your doors and inviting me on the Final Word, which is one of my favorite shows. I'm always in the chat just watching just like everyone else, but I respect my brothers, everyone on this panel. And so it pushed me to a much higher level. I feel like this is the most complete draft analysis and study I've ever done in my life, man. I'm 7th round deep. I'm HBCUs. I'm everywhere because I know every Thursday night my brothers are going to bring their best effort, and I trust the research and the effort that they put in. So I want to say thank you guys for inviting me, everyone for embracing me. And like I said, even though I'm going to be doing different things with the radio station here and there and with the TV station on Thursday, this is my home, and I'm definitely going to find a way to get on stream with my brothers and talk about the draft. So, it's not like J Tuck is going somewhere else and I'm forgetting my brothers. Absolutely not. I'm bringing y'all with me. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. And if the Cowboys go tight end, let's get it. Peace. That's my final word.
So we gonna be back, y'all. We gonna have to recap this. We gonna have to recap the draft. So we will be back. We gonna get you this one.
Maybe I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh!
I will move down.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade.
Boss Cowboy Sports in the OC.
We got to trade.
I said this is the place to move.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it loud and clear. This is the place to move down.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Car filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard.